This is Lagoon Radio.
Yes, it's a beautiful Friday morning on Lagoon Radio. Yes, welcome you to the special edition of a newspaper review on Lagoon Radio, your number one gospel radio in Nigeria. As you know, every Friday is the special edition. It comes your way every 10:30 a.m. while other days 9:30 a.m. My name is Olumakaiye Ajadi. I'm not here alone. I have my colleagues here with me. Sandra, good morning to you.
Good morning, Shay. Good morning, Nigeria.
And I have Shegun. Good morning, Shegun.
Good morning.
Yeah, I love you guys. You're looking so dapper this morning. You're putting. I'm the only one putting on English today because today's Friday and you guys are putting on.
Thank God for
attire.
Friday.
Yeah. So, guys, to be part of Lagoon Radio family, all you have to do is to put on your notification bell on the YouTube Lagoon TV, yes, and Lagoon Radio Nigeria on Facebook because we are currently live on both platforms, and you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Lagoonradio.Ng, and download the Lagoon Radio application on your respective App Store, Google Play Store, or iOS. Yes, those are the simple ways to be part of Lagoon Radio and you enjoy the infotainment that we have for you 24/7. So let's go straight to the newspaper that we have for today. So on my table here, I have I have this Nigeria. No. Yes, I have Daily Champion, and on the front page of the Champions newspaper is Nigeria records 3.40% annual GDP growth rate in 2021 MBS, and the federal government 150 billion naira budget cut will affect NDDC, NEDC, UBEC, others, says the Rev'd. Assures report of constitution review. It will be laid next week. You can get all the stories on page 6 of the Daily Champions and APC group of primary. Oshu government raises the alarm over fake NSCDC operatives, warns against violence. And under that, we have the coalition fingers Archbishop on sinister plot. And the government sponsoring attacks on me, says ministers. All the stories and more on page 6. And the fuel scarcity. NMDP RA deploys surveillance teams to Lagos filling stations. You get that on page 6 of the Daily Champions newspaper. And another Nigerian killed in South Africa. Now, wow, as NICACA condemns murder. You get that on page 8. Another Nigerian killed in South Africa. And federal government condemns rise in ritual killings, violent attacks on policemen, ethnic minorities in states, urges security agencies, states, local government, others to stop further incidents. You get all these on page 6. Yeah, we've been talking about all these vices that has been happening in the society, so it has to come to a stop. So Ikoyi building collapse, 5 victims still unidentified, says the pathologist, as white paper gives Sanwo-Olu kudos. Yeah, you get a story on page 4. For the government addressing road infrastructure challenges in tertiary institutions, says the Fashola. You get the story on the page 4. And it's time for a new economic deal between the EU and Africa, says President Muhammadu Buhari. You get the story on page 6 of the Daily Champions. And we can't blame anyone now for our misfortunes if we vote wrongly. Exactly. Kuka Go Nigeria Advocate. Yes, again, it's a Bishop Cooker, right? I think, yeah, you get that on page 5. And federal government signs 9.3 million euro agreement for 23 mini grids. You get that on page 24. And the Nova Merchant Bank commences 20 billion naira series 1 and 2 CP insurance. You get that on page 5 of the Daily Champion. Just grab a copy and read through a lot of stories there.
Okay, I have Nigerian pilot. On the front page, I have 40 million Nigeria on drugs. Um, 40 million Nairas, millions Nigerians on drugs. Okay, UN raised alarm, says the drugs user in Nigeria now epic infect 40 million people. 40 million people. That's 3 million people that's 3 million people already at the level of drugs using disorder. Instead, Nigeria are yet to appreciate the drugs user needs medical approach. As 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 Marwa, I hope I got it. Mawada assigns his agents is comments of pushing a drug-free nation. You can get all those ones in page 8 of Nigeria pilot. Navy EFCC disgrace. Sorry, guys. Okay, Navy EFCC disgrace with senator on ransom to terror
Yeah, let me take that.
to terrorists.
Navy EFCC disagree
Agreed, yeah.
with Senate on ransom to terrorists.
Terrorists. You can get that one still on page 8. Five person hospitalized as fire gun Lagos Law School. You can get all those in still on page 8 of that newspaper. Strike. Federal government moved to meet ASU demand compared to the white paper panels. You can get that one on page 5 of that. MBS says Nigeria records 3.4% GDP growth late year. Okay, last year rather. Last year, you can see that get that one on page 5 of Nigerian pilots. Okay, see on Nigerian pilots.
Yeah, let me continue from there. Reps summon ministers over alleged 32 billion naira revenue loss.
Yeah, you can get that one on page 5.
Yeah.
We did not leave to Egypt to
travel.
We did not travel to Egypt to scalp the presidential cabinet. You can get that one on page 7 of that. Police raid for nursing mother kills 2 terrorists in Katsina. You can get that one on page 6. PSC reps Abakaya.
No. PSC suspends Abakari's men named in cocaine deal.
You can get that one on page 5 of that. Okay, and the last two on that paper, you can see the second anniversary government deal unveil monthly business employment package. You can get all those ones on page 6 of Nigerian pilots. Yeah.
Okay, with me I have the newspaper Nigerian Tribune, and I have this content to be the most prominent on Kyari Gate. We have another morphological process there. About Kyari Gate. Police Commission suspends 2 indicted members Hmm. The story for this says direct IGP to suspend two others. You can read more of this on the fourth page of that newspaper on Ikoyi building collapse. Consortium of professionals to scrutinize high-rise buildings. Let me take that again. Consortium of professionals to scrutinize high-rise buildings. Building had poor workmanship, says Sun. That's SON. And 5 victims still unidentified, and that's according to a pathologist. It's on the third page of that newspaper. On 2.557 trillion fuel subsidy, reps begin review of 2022 to 2024 MTEF. They therefore set up technical committee to interface with NNPC on fuel subsidy. Constitution review report to be laid next week. This is from Kalu. And you can read more on the third page of that newspaper on Kano APC crisis. Ganduje's faction wins at appeal court. APC and crisis, yeah? It is well. On the 46th page, you will see that news. Out of school children, not only northern problem, says federal government. And on the 5th page of that newspaper, right under that, I have Rev'd call for procurement of body-worn camera for police, army, customs, others. That would be a good development, yeah. So on the 5th page of that newspaper, there's also APC primary oath tomorrow. Oyetola Aregbesola in test of will. And police rally stakeholders on peaceful conduct. When I pray it's peaceful, sha. On the 42nd and 46th page of that newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune, on high debt profile, Afenifere cautions federal government. It is well. Afenifere wants fair deal for North, South in project execution. Wonders why 3 Northerners in a row head. Okay. Wonders why 3 Northerners in a row head NPA. Lately we've been seeing, or people have been saying, the federal government is trying to like take a particular tribe ahead of others, like in terms of appointment and the like. I think this is one of those things that is reflecting here from Afenifere. So it's on the 4th page of now. Of course, now the 3 heads we have in the NPA, they are all Northerners. I think it calls for our attention. It is well. It's on the 4th page of that newspaper. 21 critical road projects.
Please,
NNPC.
I beg your pardon. Which newspaper is that?
The Nigerian Tribune.
Okay.
21 critical road projects. NNPC wades into crisis to review freight rate of transporters. We can read more on the 4th page of that newspaper. Grab a copy of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper and be informed.
This is Radio.
Okay. We still have a lot of papers here that we'll try as much as possible to go through them. And let me go to the news, Nigerian News Direct. And on the front page of the newspaper, we have the road intervention. The NACTO NUPEG PTD suspend proposed industrial action as NNPC intervenes. Parties pledge to ensure nationwide availability of petroleum product to review freight rates for transporters. You get all the story on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct. And on fuel, don't create artificial scarcity. Akeredolu warns marketers. You get that on page 3 of the Nigerian newspaper. And Fidelity Bank appoint Stanley Amochi as the executive director. You get that on page 15. Oshun 2022, Aregbesola street show, act of hooliganism, Togri, Oshun elders caucus. They are really having issues.
Well, forget that one. We just like to waste our time, especially I'm from Osun, and I'm proud to say that. But the fact is, I don't want to tag us. We are not too sound in our reasonability. Because if we should consider the way our experience lately as regards governance, we will know that those people, they don't want it. If you know what is happening in Australia, you will know some people are daft.
I'm telling
you. And
what
do you have any reason why you should destroy humanity, World War against humanity because of political parties?
I don't really understand.
Does that make sense?
The question I'm even asking, what is Aregbesola? What is it fighting for? What is it fighting for?
I think that we shouldn't meddle to that because it's political. But the thing is, we shouldn't. The place of humanity is very important. No matter how, you don't. Politics does not require you killing people, shooting everywhere. People. Everybody's trying to defend their own sentiment as far as these people are concerned. But the fact is, they are high up there. What's the point you wasting your time?
That is just
the followership. I've said it. Some of us in Osun, we are daft. Honestly speaking, if you I saw those videos now. If you see the way people were just shouting along, praising, as if people are in bottles.
Yeah, but you won't blame this set of people. These are people that live below average. These are illiterate. Yes, let's say the truth. In Osun, I'm from Osun too, and I know the standard of living there. I can say that boldly. So anything you tell them, they buy into it, and they celebrate mediocrity. And it's somehow, yes, let's just say the truth. So what is really happening in Osun State now is I don't understand. It's a terrible situation, but let's see how everything unfolds. Yes, you get the story on about Osun 2022 Aregbesola street show out of hooliganism Togre. Osun Elders Caucus says that, and you get that on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct. And IMF Dangote Refinery's supportive credit facility can accelerate Nigerians' economic recovery process. You get that on page 3. And Aregbesola Gbajabiamila field. 165 billion naira correctional service budget probe not a political fight, says the reps. And civilians harassment. Reps consider body-worn cameras for security agents. You get that on page 2 of the Nigerian News Direct. And Ogun declares war on kidnappers, Yahoo boys. You get the story on page 2. Yeah, that is again. And on the pictorial story, you can see the governor of Osun State, I guess, probably during the rally, so addressing the people of Osun State. Okay, grab a copy and read through.
Okay, I have Al Jazeera Nigeria Friday. That's Friday newspaper. On the front, we have drug dealer. I think we have read out. Okay, PSC suspend Abakari men during direct to drug arrest 2 people. Still on that, we have the Race Spirit Fire says Tinubu Atiku should take rest now. You can get that one on page 8. Tinubu Atiku should take rest now. Okay. Federal government to spend 92 kobo of every 1 naira on due service.
On debt servicing in 2022.
Yes, on debt. Thank you, Samara. On debt service in 2022. Can get that one on page 25 of that. Continue to Rev'd. Much have since.
No, monarchs have significant roles to play. As permanent secretary says that.
Okay, you can get that one on page 29. PDP convert to receive zoning, says ex-chairman, ex-chairman. You can get that one on page 27 of the newspaper. Finally, APC governor zoned the chairmanship position to Northerner Center. You can get that one on page 9. Probably maybe when we round up, let's just talk about that one. All right, still on that. Political of...
Yes, I read that on the Nigerian this thing that I just read, and the political field. Arabashala's monarchs backs Oyetola's re-election.
Okay, all right. 2022 WAFEC ticket. 2022 WAFEC ticket. F Corps lady elects runnable today.
Let me read that. 2022 WAFCON ticket. Falcons Lady Elephant Rumple today. You get that on page 16
of that. I think that's all for Nigerian Al Jazeera Friday. Can get your copy and read some choices story.
Okay, let me quickly run through the Blueprint newspaper. That is the most prominent. On Kano APC Congress fallout, Ganduje floors Shekarau at a peak court, takes over party. I think we read that one in that newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune. You can read more on this. It's on the 6th page of that newspaper, Blueprint. And I have this two federal CBN kicks against new money laundering laws. It continues on the 6th. It starts from the very first page of that newspaper, and you can read. You can continue read from the 6th page of that newspaper. 30 inmates on death row in Niger. Governors loathe signing warrants. It further says NGSG NCOs work to decongest correctional centers, and you could see Arabia's last picture there. It is well. The pictorial message, I have All Progressive Congress chipped in Kano. These are the people that they were having issues in Kano. I think the judge resolved it when the Ganduje faction flushed a Karao faction at the appeal court. Well, it is well. And I have this beggar caught with 500,000. Yes, that's 0.5 million. That's
Beggars.
$500,000. A beggar caught with $500,100 not into crime.
Okay.
Says FCTA. You can read more on the 13th page of that newspaper. Mzouti rejects 1923-24 Thief Jukun's colonial master's boundary. If you are familiar with the history of the thief, yes, a particular tribe in Kogi State, yes, you will get to know that story very well. It is where you can read more on the 7th page of that newspaper. On page 15, Jama Chief Imam dies at 1:30, survived by 490 great grandchildren. Congratulations. He lived long. Yes. On the 5th page of that newspaper, you will see on Osun APC primaries, government raises the alarm over stockpiling of NSCDC NCO's uniforms. Well, what goes around comes around. That's what I could say about that. On page 13, on loans, don't turn Nigeria into a debtor nation. Afenifere cautions federal government. I don't want to deceive myself. Even if you are deceiving me, the country is already in that mess. Forget about it. On the 22nd page of that newspaper, Fidelity Bank appoints Stanley Amuchi as executive director. I pray he does well. Page 7, expand Jigawa orientation camp to 5,000 capacity. NYSA begs Badaru. Grab a copy of the Blueprint newspaper and keep yourself informed.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you guys for joining us on today's newspaper review. Yes, this is where I'll be drawing the curtain of today's newspaper review. I hope you you enjoy every bit of the show, and you definitely grab a newspaper of your choice to read through the stories, interesting stories in the news. Yes, thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Shegun. Yes, make it a date with us, same time next week, Friday. My name still remains Olumakaiye Ajadi. Coming up next is Shegun's voice in the show called
Oragba.
Yes, like, it's not your voice in Oragba.
The voice of the Lord.
Yes, stay connected and don't go anywhere.